For 42 years, every single Thursday evening followed the same quiet rhythm in our home in Lahore's model town. At precisely 6:45 p.m. Elena would emerge from our bedroom wearing her simple cream shellwork kameez or sometimes the soft blue one with silver gutta work that I had bought her during our trip to Multan in 1998. She would pin her dupatta carefully, dab a touch of itter on her wrists, the same rose and sandalwood scent she had worn since our nikah, and then turn to me with that gentle smile. "Ahmed G, I'm off to book club. Don't wait up if you feel sleepy. There's dal chawal in the pot and salad in the fridge." I would nod, kiss her forehead the way I always did, and watch her slip out the gate. The iron clanged softly behind her. Our driver, old Chacha Rafiq, would be waiting in the white Corolla we bought second-hand in 2005. He'd drive her to what she called Auntie Salma's house in Gulberg, where the ladies supposedly discussed novels by Bapsi Sidhwa, Kamila Shamsi, or sometimes even translated works by Orhan Pamuk. I never once questioned it. Why would I? Elena was the anchor of our family. She woke at far to make parathas for me and our 3 daughters, Saba, the eldest, now 38 and married with 2 boys of her own, Mariam, 35, a lecturer at LUMS, and the youngest, Hina, 31, still single and working in advertising in Karachi. Elena remembered every birthday, every anniversary, every small allergy. When Saba's first child had colic, Elena stayed up nights rocking him. When Mariam faced harassment at her first job, Elena was the one who went with her to file the complaint. When Hina failed her intermediate exams in 2010 and thought her life was over, Elena sat with her every evening, helping her reappear and eventually get into university. She was steady, reliable, devoted. Our marriage wasn't fireworks every day, after 4 decades, whose is, but it was comfortable, respectful, warm. We argued sometimes about small things, whether to replace the old AC in the drawing room, how much to spend on Hina's trousseau one day, why I still kept buying samosas from that roadside stall near Liberty even though my cholesterol was borderline. But big betrayals? Lies that could shatter decades? Never crossed my mind. Thursdays were her sacred time. "Everyone needs a little space, Ahmed," she would say softly when I once jokingly asked if I could join the book club. "You have your Friday golf with the uncles. Let me have my Thursdays." Fair enough. Then came March 15, 2025. It was a Thursday like any other. Elena left at 6:45. I stayed home watching a repeat of a PSL match, sipping green tea. Around 10:20 p.m. my phone rang. Unknown number. I answered casually. "Mr. Ahmed Raza?" "Yes?" "This is Dr. Bilal from Kakat Khanum Hospital. Your wife Elena was brought in about 30 minutes ago. She suffered a massive hemorrhagic stroke. We did everything we could. I'm very sorry. She didn't make it." The phone slipped from my hand. The TV droned on about a sixer. I don't remember much after that, only Saba's voice screaming on the other end when I called her, Mariam arriving first because she lived closest, Hina flying in the next morning from Karachi looking like a ghost. The funeral was on Friday. Rain fell in thin sheets over the graveyard. Hundreds came, neighbors, relatives, former students from the school where Elena taught for 15 years before retiring, even some of the book club ladies I had never properly met. They cried, hugged me, said things like she was an angel, Allah eni jaldi Athalia, she never complained. I nodded through it all, numb. After the kohl and the 3-day gathering, the house felt too big, too quiet. The girls stayed a few more days, then returned to their lives. Saba to her children in Islamabad, Mariam back to teaching, Hina to her job. I was alone with the echoes. On the 10th day after her death, I began the painful task of sorting her belongings. I opened her vanity drawer, the old rosewood one her father had given her as part of Jahez. It had always been locked. She said it held private letters from Ami and old jewelry. I had never asked to see inside. The small brass key was taped under the drawer above it. Inside, perfume bottle she no longer used, a few gold bangles, a faded photo of us on our honeymoon in Murray, and a single silver key with a small tag that read P.O. Box 472, GPO Lahore. My heart gave a strange thud. I knew the General Post Office well. It was near Mall Road, where I sometimes collected registered documents for my small import business. But Elena had never mentioned a personal post office box. The next morning, I drove there alone. The clerk at counter 7 checked the key against their records. Yes, sir. Box 472. Registered to Mrs. Elena Ahmed Raza. You are the husband? I nodded. He led me to the wall of brass boxes. Number 472 was at eye level. I turned the key. The door clicked open. Inside lay perhaps 24 envelopes, neatly stacked, tied with a thin red ribbon. Also a small black photo album and a folded piece of paper with my name in Elena's handwriting. I carried everything to the car, hands shaking so badly I could barely start the engine. Back home, I sat at the dining table where we had eaten every meal for 40 years. I opened the top envelope first. It was a letter dated June 15, 2003. My dearest Bilal Beta, today you turn 18. I wish I could be there to hug you, to see the man you are becoming. The money for your university fees is transferred. Please study hard. Your Amy is proud of you even from far away. With all my love, Amy, Elena. Bilal? We had no son named Bilal. I opened another envelope, older, yellowed, from 1983. Elena, he is healthy. 3.2 kilograms. Dark eyes like yours. I named him Bilal. I will raise him as my own, but one day he should know you are his real mother. The affair was short, but the child is forever. Your cousin, Ruxana. My stomach dropped. I tore open more letters, photos spilling out. A baby wrapped in blue. A toddler on a tricycle. A boy in school uniform. A teenager at a graduation. A young man in a sherwani, his wedding, perhaps 2015 or so. Elena in the background of some photos, half hidden, smiling with tears in her eyes. And bank statements. Dozens. Transfers every month since 1983. Small at first, 500 rupees, 1,000, then larger, 20,000, 50,000, 1 lakh. From our joint account. From my personal business account. From fixed deposits we had opened for the girls' education. Then worse, loan documents. Personal loans taken in my name. Forged signatures that looked almost exactly like mine. I stared at them, my NICAP number, my old signature from the 90s, perfectly copied. Collateral, our house in Model Town. The one we bought in 1992 after years of saving. Total debt shown in the latest statement, PKR 1.85 crore. My vision blurred. At the bottom of the pile was the folded paper with my name. I opened it with trembling fingers. Ahmed G, if you are reading this, I am no longer here. I beg you to read everything before you judge me. In 1982, before our nikah, I made a terrible mistake. I was young, lonely after my father's death, and there was a man, Bilal's father, who promised marriage but disappeared when I told him I was pregnant. My cousin Ruxana took the baby. I could not keep him, my family would have disowned me, and you would never have married me. I married you with a clean heart, Ahmed. I loved you every day. But I could never forget my first child. I supported him quietly. When Ruxana died in 1995, I became his only link. The money started small. Then his education in Canada, his medical school, his wedding to a girl from a good family. I panicked when the costs rose. I took loans in your name because my credit was never strong. I thought I could pay them back slowly, your business was doing well, our daughters were settled. I was wrong. The interest ate everything. I never wanted you to know. I never wanted to hurt you or our girls, forgive me if you can. I loved you more than words. Elena. I sat there until the azan for Isha rang. My entire marriage, my entire adult life, was built on a secret so vast it swallowed everything. The days after discovering the box blurred into sleepless nights and endless tears. I didn't tell the girls immediately. How could I? Saba called every evening, Abu, are you eating? Don't skip meals. Mariam sent voice notes about her students. Hina texted memes to make me laugh. I replied mechanically, hiding the storm inside. On the 15th day, I drove to Saba's in-laws' house in Islamabad. She met me at the door, worried. Abu, you look so thin. Come inside. We sat in their drawing room. Her boys were at school. Her husband was at work. I placed the black photo album on the table. Saba Beta, there is something I need to show you. I opened it page by page. The baby. The boy. The young man. She frowned at first, then confusion. Then horror. Who is this, Abu? I handed her the first letter. The one from 1983. She read silently. Her hands began to shake. When she reached Elena's confession letter, she dropped it like it burned her. No. This can't be real. Amy would never. She cried then, deep, wrenching sobs. I held her. We cried together. That evening, we called Mariam and Hina on video. I told them everything. Mariam went quiet, dangerously quiet. Hina screamed, how could she do this to us? To you? Our entire savings, gone? For some stranger? Saba defended her mother at first, maybe she felt guilty. Maybe she had no choice. But as more documents came out, loan papers, forged signatures, bank records showing transfers even during Saba's wedding preparations, the defense crumbled. We argued for hours. Hina, I'm never forgiving her. She lied to us our whole lives. Mariam, Abu, we need to check if the house is still ours. If the loans are active, Saba, we should find this Bilal. He needs to know what happened. I didn't sleep that night. The next week was chaos. I went to our bank, Habib Bank Limited, where we had our main accounts since 1990. The branch manager, Mr. Shahid, knew me well. Mr. Raza, my deepest condolences for Bobby. How can I help? I showed him the loan documents. His face changed. These are from our consumer banking division. But sir, these signatures. He called in the loans officer. They compared my real signatures from old checkbooks with the forged ones. Sir, these do not match. We will have to open an internal investigation. This appears to be fraud. Fraud. The word landed like a slap. They froze the remaining balance in our joint account, only PKR 180,000 left. They said the house lien was active. Foreclosure proceedings could begin in 90 days if payments weren't made. I left the bank feeling like the ground had vanished beneath me. That evening, Hina arrived from Karachi, furious. Abu, I hired a lawyer friend. We are going after this Bilal. He has been living off our money for decades. He has to repay. I shook my head. Hina, he is your brother. Half-brother. I don't care. He is a thief. Mariam arrived the next day with printouts. I accessed Amy's email through her old laptop. She had a hidden folder. More transfer receipts. Some went to a hospital in Toronto. Bilal had heart surgery last year. Cost over 40 lakh. We sat silent. Then Saba spoke softly. Abu, what if we meet him? Hear his side? Hina exploded. His side? He knew Amy was married. He took the money anyway. I didn't know what to feel. Anger at Elena. Pity for a boy who grew up without his mother. Rage at myself for never noticing. The forged signatures haunted me most. Elena had practiced my signature. Hundreds of times, perhaps, to steal from the man who trusted her completely. I began having panic attacks, waking at 3 a.m. chest tight, thinking the house would be taken, that I would die leaving my daughters in debt. Then came the first real lead. Among the letters was one from Bilal, dated January 2024. Dear Ami, I am coming to Pakistan next month for a medical conference in Lahore. Can we meet? Just once. I want to see you. Your son, Bilal. Elena had never replied, at least not in the saved letters. But he was coming. And perhaps he was still in Pakistan. 2 months after Elena's death, I decided to find Bilal. Not for revenge, for answers. Miriam helped trace him through the conference list. Dr. Bilal Ahmed, cardiologist, practicing in Toronto, originally from Karachi. He had indeed attended the conference in Lahore in February 2024. I found his clinic's contact through Google. A polite receptionist answered. Dr. Bilal is currently in Pakistan visiting family. He returns to Canada next week. I left my number. He called the same evening. Mr. Ahmed Raza? His voice was calm, cultured, slightly accented with Canadian inflection. Yes. Elena's husband. A long pause. I knew this day might come. Can we meet? We met at a quiet cafe in Gulberg. Neutral ground. He was tall, taller than me, with Elena's eyes. Dark, expressive. He looked about 42, fit, wearing a simple kurta. We sat opposite each other. He spoke first. I never wanted to hurt you, uncle. Ami. Elena told me everything when I was 25. That she was married, that she had 3 daughters. She said you were a good man. She begged me never to contact you or the girls. Then why did you keep taking money? He looked down. At first I didn't know the source. She said it was her personal savings. Later, I suspected. But medical school in Canada is expensive. My practice took years to build. I kept telling myself I would pay it back one day. I slid the loan papers across the table. These are in my name. Forged. The house is under lien. We may lose it. His face went pale. I didn't know about forgeries. I swear. She sent me the money directly. I thought it was hers to give. Silence stretched. Then he whispered, I loved her. She was my mother. But I was selfish. I should have asked questions. I felt no rage, only exhaustion. What now? I asked. I will help. I have savings. I can pay part of it. And I will give a sworn statement that I received the funds unknowingly from forged sources. It may help in court. I nodded slowly. Before he left, he took out an envelope. These are letters I wrote to her but never sent. Read them if you want. Or burn them. I'm sorry for everything. I didn't read them that night. Instead, I called a family meeting. The girls came. I told them about Bilal. Hina was furious. He's offering money now? After ruining us? Saba, Abu, he is blood. Maybe we can forgive, slowly. Miriam, let's focus on saving the house first. We hired a senior lawyer, Barrister Aisha Khan, known for financial fraud cases. She reviewed everything. This is complex. Identity fraud by a spouse. Forged loans. But we have a strong case. You had no knowledge, signatures are forged, funds went to a third party. We can challenge the liens and possibly recover some money from Bilal if we prove he knew or should have known. We filed petitions. Court dates were set. Meanwhile, the bank sent notices, payment due or foreclosure. I sold my small plot in Raiwind to make 2 payments and buy time. The strain showed. Hina stopped speaking to me for a week when I said I wouldn't sue Bilal aggressively. She betrayed you, Abu. Why protect him? Because hate won't bring your mother back. Or our peace. Slowly, cracks appeared in their anger. Saba met Bilal secretly. She told me later, he cried the whole time. He showed me photos of his children. They look a little like us. Miriam remained neutral, analytical. Hina stayed angry longest. One night, she broke down. I miss Amy. But I hate what she did. How do I live with both? I hugged her. You don't have to choose. Feel everything. Then let time decide. The case dragged for 8 months. Courtroom after courtroom. Barrister Aisha was fierce. She presented, handwriting expert report, forgeries confirmed. Bank records, funds never entered our household accounts. Bilal's affidavit, he received money but didn't forge documents. Elena's confession letter, painful to submit, but necessary. The banks fought back. Their lawyer argued, spousal consent is implied. Mrs. Raza benefited from the household. Aisha destroyed that, she benefited from nothing. The money went to a secret child. The husband was defrauded in his own home. Judgments came slowly. First victory, 2 personal loans, total 65 lakh, declared fraudulent. Liens partially released. Second, the main housing loan restructured, payments lowered, foreclosure halted. But 80 lakh still hung over us. Bilal paid 35 lakh voluntarily, transferred through his lawyer. He never asked for anything in return. During this time, I started talking to other men. At the masjid. At weddings. Quiet conversations. One uncle whispered, my wife had a secret daughter too. I found out after she died. Another, my Begum diverted business funds for her brother's gambling. I realized we were not alone. I began noting names, numbers. A small support idea formed. Meanwhile, the girls healed differently. Saba invited Bilal to her son's birthday, quietly. He came. They spoke. Hina refused to meet him but stopped cursing his name. Miriam researched genetic testing, curiosity, not anger. One evening, she said, Abu, if he is our half-brother, maybe one day we talk. I nodded. The final hearing was in November 2025. The judge, a stern woman in her 60s, read Elena's letter aloud. Silence in court. Then, this is a tragic case of spousal financial abuse hidden for decades. The plaintiff had no knowledge or benefit. The loans obtained through forgery are voided. Liens cancelled. The house belongs solely to Mr. Ahmed Raza. We won. The courtroom felt too small for the relief. Outside, Saba hugged me. Miriam smiled, rare these days. Hina wiped tears silently. That night, we ate together, dal chawal, the way Elena made it. No one spoke much. But the silence was softer. With the house safe, life didn't magically heal. Debt lingered, smaller now, but real. I restarted my import business, smaller scale. The girls contributed what they could. Bilal sent regular payments, without prompting. He visited once more. This time, all 3 girls were there. Awkward. Tearful. He said, I never wanted to replace anyone, I just wanted to know my mother. And now, my sisters. Hina didn't hug him. But she didn't leave the room either. Progress. I began the support group officially in January 2026. Men healing from hidden betrayals. First meeting, 7 men in a small community hall in Model Town. We shared stories. No judgment. Just listening. One man lost his savings to a secret gambling habit. The courtroom felt too small for the relief. Outside, Saba hugged me. Miriam smiled, rare these days. Hina wiped tears silently. That night, we ate together, dal chawal, the way Elena made it. No one spoke much. But the silence was softer. With the house safe, life didn't magically heal. Debt lingered, smaller now, but real. I restarted my import business, smaller scale. The girls contributed what they could. Bilal sent regular payments, without prompting. He visited once more. This time, all 3 girls were there. Awkward. Tearful. He said, I never wanted to replace anyone. I just wanted to know my mother. And now, my sisters. Hina didn't hug him. But she didn't leave the room either. Progress. I began the support group officially in January 2026. Men healing from hidden betrayals. First meeting, 7 men in a small community hall in Model Town. We shared stories. No judgment. Just listening. One man lost his savings to a secret gambling habit. Thursdays changed. No more watching the clock at 6:45. Instead, I sometimes join the book club ladies, real ones now. They welcomed me. We discuss novels. I read Bapsi Sidhwa for the first time. I think of Elena. The group thrives, over 40 members now. Online too. Men from Karachi, Peshawar, even abroad. We share contacts for lawyers, counselors, financial advisors. Bilal visits every few months. He brings photos of his children, my step-grandchildren. The girls are warming, slowly. Hina sent him a message on Eid, take care. Small step. I opened a separate account, only my name. I deposit my pension, business income. No one else touches it. I travel a little, Murray again. Alone this time. I sit where we sat in 1983. I remember the young Elena, nervous, hopeful. I whisper, we both made mistakes. But we loved. Back home, life is quieter. The house is ours. The girls visit often. Thursdays changed. No more watching the clock at 6:45. Instead, I sometimes join the book club ladies, real ones now. They welcomed me. We discuss novels. I read Bapsi Sidhwa for the first time. I think of Elena. The group thrives, over 40 members now. Online too. Men from Karachi, Peshawar, even abroad. We share contacts for lawyers, counselors, financial advisors. Bilal visits every few months. He brings photos of his children, my step-grandchildren. The girls are warming, slowly. Hina sent him a message on Eid, take care. Small step. I opened a separate account, only my name. I deposit my pension, business income. No one else touches it. I travel a little, Murray again. Alone this time. I sit where we sat in 1983. I remember the young Elena, nervous, hopeful. I whisper, we both made mistakes. But we loved. Back home, life is quieter. The house is ours. The girls visit often.